Assalamu alaikum, dear students. How are you? Hope fine. Today I am going to discuss about ratio and the percentage. It is the new chapter of arithmetic and it is exercise 2.1. In exercise 2.1 we discuss only about ratio. So at first we have to learn what is ratio. Before giving the definition, I am giving you some examples. Like John and Don are two brothers. Their ages are 5 years and 7 years respectively. That means John's age is 5 years and Don's age is 7 years. The ratio of the ages of John and Don. So John's age is 5 years and Don's age is 7 years. That's why we write 5 by 7. John and Don. John has come first and Don has come later. That's why we take 5 in numerator and 7 in denominator, and we can write the fraction 5 by 7 as 5 is to 7. 5 is to 7. 5 by 7 we can write 5 is to 7. That means we can write any fraction as a ratio. If I write it like this, the ratio of ages of Don and John, that means if we write Don earlier and John later, then what is the Don's age? Don's age is 7 years and John's age is 5 years. Then we have to write it is 7 is to 5. So ratio of John and Don is 5 is to 7 and ratio of Don and John is 7 is to 5. So we have to maintain the order. Whose name come first. If John's name come first, then John's quantity come first. If Don's name come first, then Don's quantity comes first. Okay, again, Donald has 2 pencils and George has 3 pencils. So the ratio of the pencils of Donald and George. Donald has 2 pencils and George has 3 pencils. That's why the ratio of the pencils of Donald and George is 2 is to 3. Okay, now we are going to the definition. Definition is of 2 quantities of same kind, one is how many times of parts compared to the other can be expressed by fraction. This fraction is called ratio of 2 quantities. Since the 2 quantities are of same kind, the ratio has no unit. So we are giving another example and we will compare with the definition and the example. Okay, here Mustafi and Rafi have taken 4 wickets and 2 wickets respectively. That means Mustafi has taken 4 wickets and Rafi has taken 2 wickets. So the ratio of the wickets of Mustafi and Rafi, actually of the 2 quantities of same kind, there are 4 wickets and 2 wickets. There are 2 quantities of same kinds. That means both of them have taken wickets. Here same quantities is wickets and same kinds, and 2 quantities of same kind, wickets are the same kind, and quantity 2 quantities, one is 4 wickets and another is 2 wickets. So how we can find out the ratio? The ratio of the wickets of Mustafi and Rafi, we have to compare can be expressed by fraction. Okay, parts compared to the other can be expressed by fraction. So at first we can express them as a fraction. Here Mustafi and Rafi, we know the quantity of wickets of Mustafi is 4 wickets and the quantity of Rafi is 2 wickets. So that's why it becomes 4 by 2. And 4 by 2 we can minimize the fraction. We know 4 is divisible by 2, and 2 is also divisible by 2. As a result we get it is 2 by 1, and we can write as 2 is to 1. The ratio of the wickets of Mustafi and Rafi is 2 is to 1. Again, Shaukat's weight is 25 kg and Raisul's weight is 40 kg. We are giving another example. Shaukat's weight is 25 kg and Raisul's weight is 40 kg. So ratio of the weight of Shaukat and Raisul, as they are same, actually same kind, weight is same kind and quantity is 25 kg and 40 kg. So Shaukat's weight is 25 kg and Raisul's weight is 40 kg. Both are divisible by 5. 5 5s are 25, 8 4s are 40, and as a result kg and kg cancelled, so division of same type of quantity, that's why. Okay, 5 by 8, and we can write it is 5:8. So simple homework to you, you have to find out what is the ratio of Raisul and Shaukat. We find out the ratio of the weight of Shaukat and Raisul. You have to find out Raisul and Shaukat. Okay, now simple ratio 5:7, it is a simple ratio. Actually, we all, whatever the ratios we will get in our class, that means in class 6, all belongs to simple ratio, because a simple ratio has two quantities. For example, it is a quantity and it is another quantity, that's why two quantities. Yes, there are so many ratios like three quantities, that means 5:7:10, 2:3:5:6:8. You get so this type of ratios also, but they are not simple ratio. Simple ratio is if a ratio contains only two quantities. Okay, so the first quantity of any simple ratio is known as antecedent, and the second quantity of any ratio is known as subsequent. Okay, that means first quantity of a simple ratio is antecedent, and second ratio of a simple ratio is subsequent. Okay, today we will learn also about different type of ratios. At first, it is equivalent ratios. The value of a ratio remains unchanged when its antecedent and subsequent are multiplied or divided by any number except 0. Such ratios are called equivalent ratios. Actually, from class 4 you are learning about equivalent fractions. So there are slight, actually there are no difference if we can think very cautiously. There are no difference between fraction and ratios. Actually, there are we are expressing same thing in two ways. So whatever the concept of equivalent fraction, it is the concept of equivalent ratios. Just we have to see, it is 2:3, we can write as a fraction 2/3, and we are multiplying both numerator and denominator by 2. 2 2s are 4, 3 2s are 6. So another one, it is 2/3, 2:3 is equal to 2/3 equal to 6/9. So we can say 2:3, 4:6, and 6:9 are equivalent ratios. That means whatever 2:3 it is, 4:6, and it is 6:9. We can get a numerous number of equivalent ratios of 2:3. Okay, now another one, ratio of less inequality. Actually, it is very easy. If the antecedent is less than the subsequent of a simple ratio, then ratio is called ratio of less inequality. Just see the example. It is 2:5, 3:7, 15:17. We know the first quantity is antecedent and second quantity is subsequent. If antecedent is less than subsequent, then it is a ratio of less inequality. All the examples, 3:7, antecedent is less than subsequent, antecedent is less than subsequent. That's why 15:7 is also ratio of less inequality. Okay, another one, ratio of greater inequality, just opposite of ratio of less inequality. If antecedent is greater than the subsequent of a simple ratio, the ratio is called ratio of greater inequality. Sorry, there are so it is, if it is ratio of greater inequality, just look at it is 5:2, 7:3, and 17:15. That means antecedent is greater than subsequent. Antecedent is greater than subsequent. 17:15 for same. And if antecedent is greater than the subsequent, then it is known as ratio of greater inequality. So it's all today's class, and now I would like to give you the homeworks. Just get your homeworks from the video, so please look at it is your homeworks. First of all, you have to write down the 5 equivalence fraction of 3:5. You have to write 5 equivalent ratios of 3:5 and 6:11. You have to find out 5 equivalent ratios of 3:5. You have to find out the equivalent ratios of 6:11 and also 7:12. And second one, write down 5 ratios of Less inequality. Okay, it's upon you. Okay, which ratio you want to write, it upon you. Okay, no problem. And last one, you have to write down 5 ratios of greater inequality. So it's all your homeworks and it's all my today's class. See you soon, and you must stay safe and stay well, healthy, and must stay at home. Okay, Allah Hafiz.